All right, welcome to Wildcat Varsity Bowling. We're coming live to you today from River City Bowling Lanes in Napoleon, Ohio, where Napoleon Wildcats are taking on the Bobcats of Bowling Green. Start over on the boys' side today. We've got Michael Gallagher getting things started for us on lane number 1. And he gets things started with a strike. Riley narrowly avoids disaster there, leaving just the 10-pin. 7 goes down. Preston Miller up now on lane number 1, and he picks up 9. Looks like a 4-pin left. Bowling Green gets started with a 9 count on lane number 2. Riley now, spare attempt, and he picks that one up. Preston's up now for his spare attempt. And he gets it. Bowling Green, bowler on lane 4, picks up about 5 pins. Ashton is up on lane number 3, Ashton Kiesling, and he starts out with a strike. Nice ball from Ashton. Bowling Green misses their spare attempt on lane number 2. Green attempting his spare on lane number 4, and he picks that one up. Nicely done. Jacob Hull up now for Napoleon, lane number 3, and he gets another strike to finish out the first frame for the Napoleon Wildcats. So Napoleon starts the first frame with 3 strikes and 2 spares. That'll bring Riley up now to start the second frame on lane number 4. Nice ball, but it leaves a 7-pin standing. So 9 total, or 9 for Riley with a spare attempt upcoming. Bowling Green with a strike over on lane number 3. Bowling Green attempting their spare on lane number 2 and picks that one up. And Sophia picks up a spare on lane number 5 for the girls next door. Riley now his spare attempt, and he gives it a nudge. It goes down. Bowling Green leaves a 10-pin over on lane number 1. Bowling Green leaves the 3-6 on lane number 3. Ashton up now. That one comes in a little bit heavy, leaves just the 6-pin standing. Bowling Green chops on lane number 2, picks up 1. Bowling Green picks up their spare on lane number 3, but not on lane number 1. Ashton now his spare attempt. Oh, he misses inside. Michael up now on lane number 2 for Napoleon. Another nice ball from Michael, but it leaves a 10-pin standing. Michael now his spare attempt on lane number 2, and he picks that one up. Jacob now up on lane number 4 for Napoleon. Nice ball from Jacob for a strike there. Back-to-back strikes for Jacob. Riley now starting his 3rd frame, and he leaves the 4-pin standing. Bowling Green will miss their spare attempt down on lane number 1. They'll finish with 8 pins for the frame. Preston with a strike for Napoleon on lane number 2. Bowling Green just had a strike on lane number 4. Riley picks up his spare on lane number 3. Bowling Green leaves the 10 pin down on lane number 1. Bowling Green with a nice ball for a strike on lane number 4. Strike for Bowling Green on lane number 2 as well. Ashton up now, lane number 3. And he'll leave the 4 pin standing. Bowling Green picks up their spare down on lane number 1, getting the 10 pin. Ashton now, spare attempt, lane number 3, picks that one up. Michael leaving a 10 pin standing down on lane number 1 for Napoleon. Bowling Green also leaving a 10 pin standing on lane number 2. Jacob up now on lane number 3. And another strike for Jacob. Michael now, spare attempt, lane number 1. He's got it. Bowling Green attempting their spare, picks up the 10 pin on lane 2. Riley up now, lane number 4. This is his 4th frame now. Comes in a little light, leaves the washout, the 1-2-4-10. Somebody can give me a shout out, let me know that they can hear me, I appreciate it. Bowling Green also leaving a washout on lane number 2. There's a strike from Bowling Green on lane number 3, a nice ball. Riley having to get left of the head pin here, and he picks that up, nicely done. Bowling Green with a strike down on lane number 1. Bowling Green picks up 3 out of the 4 on his attempt on lane number 2. Bowling Green picking up 7, it looks like, on lane number 3. Michael now, lane number 2. He gets a strike. Ashton, just moments ago, on a strike on lane number 4. Bowling Green with a couple of spare attempts here on lanes 1 and 3. They're successful on lane 1, and they chop on lane 3, picking up just 1 out of the 2. Preston up on lane number 2, and he gets 6, leaves the bucket, the 2, 4, 5, and 8. Jacob leaving a 10 pin on lane number 4. His spare attempt will be upcoming. Riley now, lane number 3, and he leaves a 10 pin. Preston now, his spare attempt, lane 2. He's got it. Jacob now, his spare attempt on lane number 4. He picks that one up easily. Michael Gallagher down on lane number 1. Riley picks up his spare on lane number 3. Michael leaving the 10 pin, standing on lane number 1. Green up on lanes 2 and 4. Strike for Bowling Green on lane 4. Lane 3, it looks like he got 7. Bowling Green's fourth bowler with 5 strikes in a row in the first 5 frames. Ashton shooting at a 10-pin here. He picked up 9 on his first ball. Preston down on lane number 1 with his first ball in the frame. Gets a strike. Ashton picks up his spare. Nicely done. Bowling Green picks up their spare on lane number 2. Bowling Green missed their spare attempt on lane 4. Got Jacob up now, lane number 3 for Napoleon. And he leaves the 9-pin standing. Switch over to the girls' match. We got Sophia with a spare attempt here, but she misses. Bowling Green up on lane number 8. Gets 9, leaves the 10-pin standing. Bowling Green with a spare attempt on lane 5. Spencer missed her spare attempt inside. We've got Jalen Rupel now up for Napoleon on lane number 6. That one hits a little bit heavy. It ends up with the 6-10. Green picked up their spare attempt on lane number 8. Now Jalen with her spare attempt, and she misses just inside. Bowling Green up on lane number 8. Picks up 7. Bowling Green picks up 1 out of their 2. Leaving the 8-pin standing behind. Bowling Green picks up 8 pins on lane number 7. Bowling Green picking up 3 or 4, looks like 4 on lane number 6. We've got Ashlyn Highfield up now on lane number 5. And she loses that one off to the right. Bowling Green picking up, looks like 4 on lane number 7. Spare attempt from, or successful spare from Bowling Green on lane number 6. Ashton now, second ball here on lane number 5. And she'll pick up a couple, looks like 3. Ella Fox up now, lane number 8 for Napoleon. And she gets them all to drop for a strike. That's 2 strikes in a row now for Ella. Bowling Green picks up 1 additional pin on lane number 7. Sophia Coors up now, lane number 5. Spencer Schweiger up for Napoleon on lane number 8. Sophia gets 7. Spencer with a strike there. Nice ball from Spencer. Bowling Green, lane number 7. Picks up 8 on her first ball, leaving the 6-10 behind. Sophia now, spare attempt coming up on lane number 5. And she picks up 2. Bowling Green with a successful spare attempt on lane number 7. That'll bring up Ella now on lane number 7. Jalen Rupel is conferring with her coach before stepping up on the lane number 5. Ella lets it go. And another strike for Ella. 3 in a row now. And a strike for Jalen. Nice ball from Jay. Ashlyn up now on lane number 6 for Napoleon. Doesn't quite break hard enough. Leaves the 2-4-5. Picks up 7. Spencer now, lane number 7. Nice ball from Spencer for a strike. Bowling Green getting 9, leaving the 5 pin standing on lane number 5. Ashlyn now, spare attempt. And she's got it. Nicely done. Bowling Green unlucky on lane number 8, leaving the 4-7-10 split. That'll bring up Sophia Kors again on lane number 6. This is the 6th frame for the girls' match. Sophia drifts a little bit right on her ball, but picks up 4. Nice ball from Bowling Green on lane number 5, picks up the strike. Bowling Green picking up 4 on her second ball on lane number 7. Bowling Green's bowler on lane number 8 picks up 7, leaving the 4-5-7. Sophia now with her spare attempt. And she picks up all but 1. Bowling Green with a strike on lane number 7. Nice ball. Bowling Green trying to pick up the spare on lane 8 here. And she picks up 2 out of the 3. Nice ball from Jay there. Picks up the strike. That's the double for her. Ella now up lane number 8. And she comes in light, leaves the 2-4-5-8. Ashlyn got 8 on her first ball, leaving a split, the 5-10. Ella now with a spare attempt on lane number 8. Nice ball, got it. Bowling Green cannot convert any more pins on their spare on lane number 6. She'll end up with 7 for the frame. Ashlyn on lane number 5 looking to try and convert this. Needs to get the ball to the left side of the 5 to drive it back into the 10. And she hits it flush, picks up 1. Spencer now down on lane number 8 for Napoleon. Comes in light, gets 9, leaving the 5 pin. Bowling Green just picked up a strike on lane number 6. Sophia up now, lane number 5. Picks up 7. Spencer picks up her spare. Nicely done. Ella up now, lane number 7. pulled that one just a little bit. Ends up picking up 8, leaving the 3-6. Sophia now her spare attempt on lane number 5. And she picks up 2 out of the 3. Ella now spare attempt on lane 7. She's got it. Jalen up now, lane number 5. Ooh, nice ball, but leaves the 4-pin standing. Riley gets a strike on lane 4 to the left of the girls. Ashlyn comes in a little light for the girls, leaving the 1-2-4 left. Spencer up now, lane number 7. Nice ball from Spencer for a strike. Oh, and Jalen misses her spare attempt to the outside. And a strike for Bowling Green on lane number 8. That's in the 9th frame. Ashlyn picks up her spare on lane number 6. Bowling Green's 4th bowler for the boys finished with a 196. Riley finishes with 3 straight strikes in the 10th and looks like a run of at least 6 for a 230. Sophia picks up 9 on lane number 6 to start the 10th frame. I'm sorry, this is to start her 8th frame. Bowling Green's girl bowler in the 3rd spot finishes with an 88. That was on lane number 7. Michael Gallagher finishes with a 204. Bowling Green's girl picks up 9 on lane 7, leaving the 7-pin. And Ella gets a strike to start the 10th frame on lane number 8. Bowling Green's 1st bowler finished with a 179. Jalen up now, lane number 6. This is her 8th frame. And she gets the 7-pin to drop for the strike. Ella now up, lane number 8. And another strike for Ella, 2 in the 10th now. Ashlyn got 9 on her 1st ball. Looks like a 5-pin down there. Mason and Ashton combined for a 185 for the boys. Bowling Green's 5th bowler for the boys got a 128. Ella now gets the strike. 3 strikes in a row. That finishes with a 211. Ashlyn picked up her spare in the 9th frame. Rustin Miller finishes with a 208 on the boys' side. Spencer comes in a little light, ends up leaving the washout, the 1-2-4-10. Sophia picks up 9, leaving a 7-pin on lane number 5. Bowling Green's third bowler finishes with a 179. Bowling Green's fourth bowler for the girls finishes with a 136. The fifth bowler for the Bowling Green girls finished with a 111. Spencer picks up 2 out of the 4 and finishes with a 183. Sophia missed her spare attempt, missing the 7-pin. And Jacob Hull finishes with 3 strikes in the 10th and 5 strikes in a row for a 248 game. Ashlyn picks up 6 on her first ball, leaving the 1, 2, 8, and 9. So I have an unofficial score totals for the boys of 1075 for Napoleon and 870 for the Bowling Green boys. We'll get confirmation of that here shortly. And Ashlyn won't pick up any additional in the 10th, and she'll finish with a 116. Bowling Green picks up 4 additional pins, and their first bowler will finish with a 105. Sophia's up for her first ball in the 10th, and she'll pick up about 3. Bowling Green with a strike down on lane number 5. Sophia's spare attempt won't get over to the pins, and she'll end up with 3 for the frame, finishing with an 83. Jalen with 2 strikes now, that's Jalen coming up for her first ball in the 10th. She's got 2 strikes working, and she'll get 9, leaving a 7-pin. Bowling Green's last bowler on lane number 5 with 2 strikes in the 10th. This is her final shot. And she gets them all to drop for a strike, and she'll finish with 190. Jalen picks up her spare. All right, as a quick recap for the boys, Riley Ehlers with a 230. Michael Gallagher with a 204. Jacob Hull with a 248. Ashton and Mason combined for a 185, and Preston Miller with 208 for a total of 1075. Nicholas Calderon, 128. Garrett Genson, 179. Lucas Lilly, also 179. Jared Main, 196. And Aiden Pepper with 190. All right, Jalen ends up with a 180. I've got an unofficial score. I've had one of the scores for the boys evidently wrong. I've got 1075 to 872 now. Quick recap of the girls' scores here. Sophia Kors, 83. Ella Fox, 211. Ashlyn Highfield, 116. Jalen Rupel, 180. Spencer Schweiger, 183 for a total of 773. Linda Alfaro, 105. Maya Beagle, 190. Gianna Hemming, 88. Allie Murphy, 136. And Catherine Myers, 111 for a total of 630. Stay with the girls for just a little bit here, and then we'll switch back to the boys' match. Ella got 9 on her first ball, picks up the 10 pin with a spare. Bowling Green's girls started out with a strike for both their first and second bowlers on lane number 5. Sophia picks up 5 on her first ball. Spencer Schweiger with a strike just a moment ago. Nice spare from Bowling Green there on lane number 7. And a nice spare there from Bowling Green on lane number 8 as well. Sophia up now for her spare ball on lane number 6. A nice ball, and she gets it, picks up the spare. Bowling Green, lane number 7. That one comes in a little bit light, it looks like. Left the 7 pin behind. Jalen Rupel up now in lane number 6 for her first frame of the second game. Bowling Green with a strike on lane number 8. Nice ball there from Jay for a strike on lane number 6. Ashlyn now up, lane number 5. Looks like she pulled that one just a little bit. Hit Brooklyn's side, picks up 9, leaving the 9 pin. Bowling Green comes in the light, ends up getting 5 on lane number 6. Leaves the 1, 2, 4, 7, and 9. Ella up now, lane number 7. And she gets them all to drop. The 4 pin going down late, but it does drop for the strike. And Bowling Green will pick up 1 more on lane number 6 for a total of 6. Spencer now on lane number 7 gets 9, can't get the 9 pin to drop. That's 8 for Bowling Green on lane number 8, leaving the 4-7. Ashlyn picks up the spare on lane number 5. Nice ball from her. Bowling Green picking up a strike on lane number 6. Spencer now, spare attempt, picks it up. Sophia now, lane number 5. That one hit a little bit heavy, ends up getting 7. It leaves a split, the 2, 7, and 10. She'll try to get at least 1 or 2 here. Bowling Green starts that one out too far to the left, doesn't get back, picks up 3. Ella now up on lane number 8. Start the 3rd frame. Nice ball from Ella for strike. That's a double for her. And Sophia picks up 1. That'll be 8 total. Bowling Green, spare attempt on lane number 7. She picks up 1 additional. That'll give her a total of 4. Spencer now for Napoleon. Oh! That looked good, but an ugly result, leaving the 8-10 standing. Jalen with a nice ball for a strike down on lane number 5. Spencer will try to get at least 1 here. Ashlyn now, lane number 6. And she'll get 9, leaving the 10-pin standing. Spencer picks up 1 of the 2. About all she could do there. Even the pros only make that about less than 2% of the time. Ashlyn now, spare attempt on lane number 6. And Ashlyn gets it started a little too far to the right. She'll end up with 9 for the frame. Bowling Green picks up the spare on lane number 5. Picking up the 2, 4, 5. That's the second ball for Bowling Green on lane number 7, and they pick up 8. Sophia up now on lane number 6 for Napoleon. Drifts to the right. Ends up look like 8, leaving the 2-8. Tough spare to convert. Ella up now on lane number 7. And she ends up leaving a split, 5-7. The 2-8 is a tricky spare. You either have to hit the 2-pin dead flush and knock it straight back into the 8, or come in with enough angle that you just barely clip the 2 and let the ball take out the 8. If you don't come in at a high enough angle, the ball deflects right around the 8-pin. And she won't get any additional. That'll be 8 for her frame. Ella needs to get this out to the right side, drive the 5 back into the 7. She picks up 1 out of the 2. Bowling Green picking up 7 down on lane number 8, leaving the 1, 2, 4. Jalen now, that comes in high, leaves the 6, 10. She'll get 8 for her first ball. Spencer now, lane 7. That one drifts high, leaves the 3, 6, 10 behind. Ashlyn comes in a little light, leaves the 2, 4, 5 on lane number 5. And Jalen chops, taking out the 10-pin, leaving the 6 standing. Spencer's spare attempt here. She's got it. All right, switch back over to the boys. Bowling Green on lane number 3 gets 9, leaves the 7-pin. Bowling Green with with a spare attempt on lane number 2. Picks up all but 1 for a total of 9. Bowling Green, lane number 4 now. And gets 7, leaving the 2-4-5. Bowling Green, spare attempt, lane number 3. Lane number 2. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was his first ball in lane number 2. He gets 7, leaves the 1-2-4. Bowling Green missed their spare attempt on lane number 3. Bowling Green getting 9 down on lane number 1, leaving the 4-pin. And Bowling Green picks up the 2-4-5 on lane number 4. Got Riley up now for Napoleon on lane number 3. He's got 2 strikes, 1 on the 4th and the 5th. Let's make that 3 strikes in a row now. Michael Gallagher up on lane number 2. And a strike for Michael. Bowling Green with 9, leaving a 10-pin behind on lane number 4. Mason Amelia up on lane number 3 now. Bowling Green getting 9, leaving a 7-pin down on lane 1. Mason getting 9, leaving the 6-pin standing. I believe that's a 6-pin. Nope, it's a 3-pin. My bad. Owen Philpott up on lane number 2 gets 9, leaves the 10-pin. He'll have a spare upcoming. Bowling Green misses their spare attempt down on lane number 1. Owen up for his spare attempt. Lane number 2. And he misses inside. Mason now, his spare attempt on lane number 3. He's got it. That'll bring up Jacob Hull now up next on lane number 3 for Napoleon. Riley up on lane number 4. Bowling Green got 9 down on lane number 1, left a 4-pin behind. Their spare is upcoming right now. And he misses inside. Jacob now, let's go on lane 3 for a strike. He's got a double now with strikes in the 5th and 6th frame. Riley ends up getting the 5-7 left stand, gets 8, leaving the 5-7 standing. The 7 wiggled for a little bit, but it didn't go down. Michael with a nice ball for a strike, getting the 7-pin to drop late. That's 2 in a row now for him, a double in the 7th and the 8th frames. Riley trying to get to the right side of this 5-pin and drive it back into the 7. Oh, just missed. Picks up 1. Owen now up on lane number 1 for Napoleon. Another 10-pin left for Owen. Bowling Green with a strike on lane number 2. Owen, spare attempt, lane number 1. And he missed inside. Bowling Green picked up 9 on lane 3, left the 10-pin. Mason up next on lane 4. He comes in a little bit light, leaves 2-4-5. Bowling Green leaving a 10-pin on lane number 2. Spare attempt for Bowling Green on lane number 3, trying to pick up that 10-pin. And he'll miss inside. Bowling Green up on lane number 1. And he gets a strike. Mason now, spare attempt. And he picks up the 2-4-5. Nicely done. Bowling Green misses their spare attempt on lane number 2. Riley now up on lane number 3, and he hits heavy, drives through the head pin, and splits, leaving the 4-6-7. He'll have to probably take 2 here. Jacob up now, lane number 4, and a nice ball from Jacob for a strike. Strike for Michael. That's 3 in a row now. Michael just struck on lane 2 with strikes in the 7th, 8th, and 9th frames. Bowling Green picks up their 4-7 spare on lane number 1. Owen with a strike on lane number 2. Nice ball, Owen. Mason up next on lane number 3. Bowling Green left the bucket behind on lane number 4, the 2-4-5-8. And Mason gets 9, leaves the 7 pin. Spares are so key in bowling and keeping the score high. Nothing will kill a score quicker than an open frame. Mason now, his spare attempt. Oh, and he misses. Bowling Green with a 9, down on lane number 1. That was his second ball. Strike for Bowling Green on lane number 4. 9 count for Bowling Green on lane number 2. Michael gets 8 down on lane 1, leaving the 2-8 behind. Jacob gets the 10 pin to wobble on a strike, or with a nice ball, almost a strike. 10 pin wobbled, looked like it was almost leaning all the way over, but it decides to stand back up on him. They say it takes only about 7.5 degrees of tilt for a pin to go down, but I would swear that one went at least 10 degrees and still didn't go down. Michael now, spare attempt on lane number 1, picks that up. So spare in the 10th for Michael, he'll get 1 more. Jacob missed inside on his spare attempt. Ashton back in, picks up the spare on lane number 4. And Michael gets an 8 count on his final ball and finishes with a 221. Bowling Green's first bowler finished with a 125. Mason gets 9 on his first ball, leaving a 10 pin. So Ashton must have gone in for Riley. Bowling Green with a strike on lane number 2. Owen up now for his spare attempt. He's got it. He'll have 1 more in the 10th. Bowling Green's second bowler, the one bowling on lane number 2, with 2 strikes in the 10th. Green up now on lane number 3, and he gets a strike. That's 2 in a row for him. That was in a double in the 8th and 9th frames. And Jacob with a 10-pin left standing on his first ball. That's in the 9th frame. Owen gets 8 on his final ball in the 10th frame. And we'll finish with a 150. Bowling Green, second bowler, gets 8 on their final ball and finishes with a 190. That matches his 190 from the first game. Bowling Green splitting on lane number 2, ends up leaving the 6-7. Ashton now ends up with 7 on his second ball in the 10th frame, leaving the 3-6-10. Bowling Green picks up 1 additional. Ashton now, spare attempt on lane number 3, picks that up. And him and Riley will combine for a 181. Bowling Green's third bowler finished with a 127. Bowling Green's fourth bowler finished with a 181. Mason up now. And he gets 9, leaving the 10-pin. Bowling Green gets 9 on lane number 4 to start the 10th frame. Bowling Green misses their spare, and he'll finish with a 202. Ella Fox with a strike to start the 10th frame off camera. Sophia picks up the spare. That should be just to the right side of your camera, or the right side of your picture. Another strike for Ella in the 10th frame, off camera. Jalen with a strike to the right side of your camera. Mason now, last ball, 10th frame, picks up 8, finishes with a 160. Ella picks up 7 on her final ball, finishes with a 184. Jacob picks up 7 on his first ball, leaving the 3-6-10. Spencer gets a split, the 4-6-7 on her first ball off camera. Jacob picks up his spare. Spencer picks up 2 out of the 3 off camera, finishes with a 157. Jacob now, last ball, 10th frame. And he picks up 9, and he'll finish with a 200. So unofficially, I've got the second game at 9:12 for Napoleon and 8:25 for Bowling Green, with an unofficial total of 1987 for the Napoleon boys and 1697 for the Bowling Green boys, a lead of 290 pins. Switch over to the end of the girls' match here, where we've got Sophia got 7 on her first ball. This is the 9th frame for her. Bowling Green on lane number 8 finishes the 10th frame with a strike. That's on her 3rd ball, and she'll finish with a 113. Ashlyn picks up 8, leaving the 1-2. Sophia had picked up 2 out of the 3 on her spare attempt. Jalen now with a strike on lane number 6. It's at least 3 in a row for her. Strikes that I can see in the 7th, 8th, and 9th frames. And Ashlyn picks up the spare on lane number 5. Bowling Green comes in light, gets 7, leaving the 1-2-10. Ashlyn with a spare in the 10th frame. This will be her final ball. And she'll pick up 8 more, and that'll give her a total of 123. Bowling Green misses their spare attempt, and they'll finish with a 111. Boys have started their Baker match. We've got Preston Miller starting out with a 9 count. All right, I've got Riley Taylor's sub. Michael Gallagher had a 221 in game number 2. Jacob Hull a 200. Mason with a 160. Owen with a 150. And Riley and Ashton combined for a 181. That gave them 912. For Bowling Green, Nicholas Calderon 202. Garrett Genson 127. Lucas Lilly 125. Jared Main 181. Aiden Pepper 190 for a total of 825. Sophia with a spare in the 10th frame. 2 strikes from the Bowling Green bowler on lane number 6 in the 10th frame. Also had a strike in the 9th frame. Preston did pick up his spare. Owen got 6 on his first ball and split. Picks up 3 additional. Sophia picks up another 9, and that gives her a total of 123. And Bowling Green picks up 9 on their final ball. That will give them a total of 206. Jalen up now, 10th frame. Mason Melia with a strike for the boys in the 3rd frame of the first Baker. Jay picks up 9, leaves a 10 pin. Bowling Green boys with 9 spare, and then strikes in the 2nd and the 3rd frames. Make that strikes in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th frames. Ashton up, lane number 3 for the boys, picks up the strike. Jalen misses her spare attempt and finishes with a 233. So I have an unofficial total for the Napoleon girls of 820 in the second game and 661 for the Bowling Green girls. Total of 1593 to 1291. Napoleon leads by 302 pins. Another strike for Bowling Green boys, and switch over to that match. Actually, we'll just leave it here because you can kind of see it. Jacob picks up a strike. That's 3 straight strikes in a row now for Napoleon. Bowling Green boys get 9, leaving a 10 pin on lane number 4. Reston with a strike in the 6th frame for Napoleon. All right, so Sophia Coors with a 123, Ella Fox 184, Ashlyn Highfield 123, Jalen Rupel with a 233, and Spencer Schweiger with a 157 for a total of 820. 111 for Linda Alfaro, 206 for Maya Beagle, 64 for Gianna Hemming, Allie Murphy 167, and Catherine Myers 113. Owen able to get 1 additional pin on the split in the 7th frame. Bowling Green, lane number 4, got 7 on his first ball. Left the 1, 2, and looks like 9. And he'll pick up 1 out of the 3. Mason now up on lane number 3 for the boys. He'll pick up 8, leaving the 3-9. Ashlyn will get things started for the girls in their first Baker game, lane number 7. And she'll pick up 7, leaving the 4, 5, and 7. Bowling Green boys get a strike in the 9th frame. Mason now, spare attempt, lane number 3. Bowling Green girls picking up 7, leaving the 1, 2, 8. Mason won't get any additional. He'll just end up with 8 for the frame. Ashlyn picks up 1 additional pin. That'll be 8 for the frame. Strike for Bowling Green to start the 10th frame. Ashton now for the 9th frame. Gets the 7 pin to drop late for the strike. Bowling Green with a slight edge in this first Baker game. Sophia up now, lane number 7, picks up 9, leaving the 6 pin. Jacob now, lane number 3, first ball, 10th frame, picks up 7, leaving the 3, 6, 10 behind. Bowling Green getting 9, leaving a 10 pin. Jacob now, spare attempt, and he chops, picks up just 1. And Napoleon will finish with the first Baker game with a 175. Bowling Green will pick up some pins here. Sophia picked up her spare in the 2nd frame for the girls. That'll bring up Ella. Bowling Green picks up their spare. They'll finish with a 212 in the first Baker game. Ella comes in light, ends up leaving the 1, 2, and 10. Bowling Green girls picking up 9, leaving the 4 pin. Ella picks up 2 out of the 3. Jalen picks up 9, leaving the 7 pin. Preston leaving the bucket, the 2, 4, 5, 8, picks up 2 out of the 4. Jalen missed the 7 pin. Bowling Green boys missed their 10 pin down on lane number 3. Bowling Green girls pick up, looks like 4 total for the 4th frame. Spencer up now, lane number 7. And she gets 9, leaves the 10 pin. Bowling Green getting 8, leaving the 2, 8 down on lane number 3 for the boys. Bowling Green girls picking up a strike on lane number 8 in the 5th frame. First Baker game. The boys are on the 2nd Baker game. Spencer picks up her spare. Bowling Green picks up their spare. Mason up for the boys now in the 3rd frame. That comes in light, ends up leaving the 1, 2, 8. Ashlyn up for the Napoleon girls. And she gets 8, ends up leaving the 5, 8. Bowling Green leaves the 1, 2, 4, 7 on lane number 3. Bowling Green girls pick up a total of 7 pins in the 6th frame. Ashlyn now spare attempt. Mason with his spare attempt picks it up, nicely done. And Ashlyn picks up her spare. Bowling Green with his boys with a spare down on lane number 3. And a strike for Ashton for the boys on lane number 4. Sophia up lane number 7. Pulls that one just a little bit, gets 7, leaving a 1, 2, 4. Bowling Green with a strike for the boys down on lane number 3. Michael Gallagher now, lane number 4. Oh, nice ball, can't get the 7 pin to drop. Bowling Green girls got a total of 9 pins in the 7th frame. Bowling Green boys get 9, leaving a 7 pin on down on lane 3. Sophia chops, picking up just the head pin. So 1 additional for a total of 8 in the 7th. Bowling Green girls pick up 8, but leave the 7-10 split. Michael missed his spare attempt on lane number 4. Ella now up lane number 7. That's 9 for her, leaving a 10 pin. And Bowling Green boys missed their 10 pin or their 7 pin down on lane number 3. Bowling Green won't get any, girls won't get any additional pin count on the 8th frame, ending up with 8. Bowling Green leaving another 7 pin on lane number 3 for the boys. Ella picks up her 10 pin for the spare. Preston getting 6 on lane number 4, leaving the 2, 4, 5, 8 behind. Bowling Green getting 9 in the 9th frame. Jalen with a strike for the girls on lane number 7 in the 9th frame. Preston ends up getting 2 out of the 4. Bowling Green with the spare attempt on lane number 8 for the girls. She's got it. Bowling Green picks up 9, leaving the 3 pin behind on lane number 3. Spencer getting 9, leaving a 10 pin on lane number 7. Owen with a strike for the Napoleon boys on lane number 4 in the 7th frame. A strike for Bowling Green girls on lane number 8 to start the 10th frame. Bowling Green boys pick up the spare. Spencer now, second ball, 10th frame, looking for the spare here, and loses it to the outside, and Napoleon will finish the first Baker game with a 134. Mason getting 9, leaving a 10 pin. Bowling Green girls getting 9 in their second ball in the 10th, leaving a 10 pin. A strike for Bowling Green boys on lane number 3 in the 8th frame. Mason misses his spare attempt on the inside. Bowling Green getting 7, leaving the 2, 4, 5 in the 9th frame. Second Baker game. The girls will switch sides to start the second Baker game. Ashton comes in light, leaving a 2, 4, 5. Oh, the 5 drop, leaving just the 2, 4. He'll have 8. That's in the 9th frame. And Bowling Green picks up the spare. Ashton picks up his spare. Ashlyn picks up, looks like 6 on her first ball, leaving the 1, 2, 3, and 5. Michael up. He gets a strike to start the 10th frame. Ashlyn will pick up 2 additional for 8 total in the first frame. And Bowling Green picks up 1 out of the 2 and finishes with a 159. Michael with another strike on lane number 4. Sophia's up now, lane number 8 for the girls. Picks up 8, leaving the 1, 3. Okay, so the Bowling Green girls had 108 in their first Baker game. So unofficially, I've got the score at 1727 to 1399. Girls up by 328 pins. Ella with a spare in the third frame. Preston adds a strike. That's 2 strikes in a row now for Napoleon boys. Two strikes in a row now for the Lady Cats by Jalen and Spencer. Got 4 strikes in a row on the boys' side. Ashlyn picks up 9, leaving a 4-pin. Jacob with another strike for the boys. That's 5 in a row now. Another strike for the boys. Preston getting 7, leaving the 1, 2, and 8. Sophia gets 7 on her first ball. She'll have the 2, 4, and 8 left. Preston picks up the spare for Napoleon. Ella with a strike for Napoleon girls on lane number 8. And I'm losing my mind and not writing down the scores here. All right, let's get this updated real quick. Another strike for Napoleon girls in the 9th frame. Now we've got Jalen up in the 10th frame. And Jaga with 2 strikes now in the 10th frame, with strikes also in the 8th and 9th frame. Everybody's striking. With one frame with a spare. I'm sure the boys won't let that person forget. And a strike, another strike for Jalen in the 10th frame. That's 2 in a row now for her. Jacob finishes with a 6, which gives Napoleon a 3rd Baker game of 273. The girls with a 2nd Baker game of 212 to Bowling Green's 2nd Baker game of 133. And Bowling Green boys are just finishing up their 3rd and final Baker. And they'll pick up 9, and we'll finish with a 189. Ashlyn up to start the 2nd Baker game, and she starts out with 9, leaving a 4-pin. Ashlyn now, spare attempt, missed. Bowling Green picked up 4 on their first ball in the 1st frame. Her spare attempt. And she picks up the spare, nice ball. Sophia up now, 2nd frame of the 3rd and final Baker game for the girls. And she gets 9, leaving the 10-pin. Bowling Green picks up about 5 on their first ball in the 2nd frame. Sophia up for her spare attempt. And this has got a chance. She's got it. Bowling Green, their spare attempt. And they get it. Nicely done. Pin comes out of the gutter to take out the 10-pin. Ella up now for the 3rd frame. And she gets a strike. All right. With Baker games of 175, 147, and 273 for a total of 595. Add that to the 1987 from match play, gives them a total of 2582. And Bowling Green with Baker games of 212, 159, and 189 for a total of 560. Added to 1697 gives them a total of 2257. So Napoleon boys defeat Bowling Green by a total of 325 pins. Another strike for Napoleon. That'll bring up Jalen now. And another strike. Strike in the fifth. That's 3 in a row now for the Napoleon girls. Bowling Green, spare attempt here. Got 8 on her first ball. And she'll pick up the spare. Nicely done. Ashlyn up, just back to the top of the order for the 6th frame. That one hits right in the nose and splits, leaving the 6-7. Bowling Green gets that last pin to drop at the last moment for the strike. Ashlyn's lining up like she might take a shot at this. And she gets it started just a little bit too far to the right. Good attempt. Bowling Green picks up 1 on their first ball in the 6th frame. Sophia's up to start the 7th frame. And she picks up 8, ends up leaving the 3-10 baby split. Bowling Green, spare attempt on lane number 7, picks up an additional 4 pins. That's a total of 5 for the frame. Bowling Green picking up 8, leaving the 1-2 on lane number 7. Sophia up, trying to make this spare here. Picks up 1 out of 2. Total of 9 for the 7th frame. Bowling Green now, spare attempt. She's got it. Nicely done. Ella up now for the Lady Cats. 8th frame. Oh, nice ball, but leaves the 10 pin. And 9 for Bowling Green, leaving the 5 pin. And Ella picks up the spare. Bowling Green just missed the spare on the outside. Spencer up. And a good looking ball leaves the 8 pin standing. Bowling Green starting the 9th frame here. And they'll get 8, leaving the 6-10. Spencer picks up her spare. Bowling Green missed their spare attempt. They'll end up with 8 for the 9th frame. And Jalen gets 9, leaving the 4-pin standing. Strike for Bowling Green in the 10th frame will start. Green with a second strike in the 10th frame. Now Jalen with her spare attempt. She picks it up. Jalen's last ball picks up 9, and Napoleon will finish with a 179 for 161 for Bowling Green. So I have an unofficial score of 21-18 to 1693, with Napoleon Lady Cats winning by 425 pins. Waiting for the official scores here. All right, so I've got Baker games of 134, 212, 179 for a total of 525. Add that to 1593. I've got 2118. They've got 2128. For Baker games for Bowling Green, 108, 133, and 161. Total of 402. That's 1291 and 1693. So your Napoleon boys and girls are victorious over Bowling Green. We've got another live stream coming at you tomorrow, coming to you from Southwick Lanes for the NLL tournament. Start time will be about 10 o'clock in the morning, and we'll have trying to have a live stream up for both the boys and the girls, so join us. As always, it's been my pleasure to bring this to you, and go Wildcats.